It's Mel again, your Head of Quality for TLA and CPD, and I hope you've had a lovely Easter and you've been able to get some rest and have a break. What we are going to be looking at today is the updates to Zoom. Now, I know some of you had concerns about Zoom security and there were emails going around. There was an incident of some people joining a Zoom meeting that were not college students, and you may have seen that Boris Johnson tweeted out a screenshot of his Zoom meeting and accidentally shared the meeting ID, which meant anyone could have joined that meeting. Not the cleverest thing to do. So what we are going to do is just show you the updated features. So Zoom sends out a blog. If you are using Zoom regularly, I would recommend that you subscribe to the blog, and they just share the features. So you can lock the meeting, enable the waiting room, which I'm going to show you. You can restrict the participants, the learners' ability to do certain things, whether they can share their screens, chat in a meeting, rename themselves. That's quite an important one, because if you force them to have their real name, then you can see who's in and who's not. And if there's a name you don't recognise, then you just don't let them in the meeting. So what I have done, I've updated my Zoom. So I did have a bar up here that said update available, and I had to install the update. So that was the first thing. I've sent a meeting invite to Jamie, so hopefully he's going to join us in a minute. Scheduled my meeting, so I'm just going to start the meeting. Hello. And I'm going to join with computer audio, and what you can see here is this new security button that wasn't there before. So I'm going to click that, and I can lock the meeting. So perhaps once everyone's in, I can lock it. I've enabled the waiting room. Now what that means is when Jamie's ready, it will go ping, sounds like a doorbell, makes my dogs go crazy, but it will tell me that he's there in the waiting room, and then I let him in. So if you know you've invited all of your learners, you know their names, and you go to the waiting room and there's someone you don't recognise, you can block them from coming in. And that is what I would recommend if you're using Zoom. You can, so I'm going to say Jamie can't share his screen. I'm going to say he can't rename himself, but I'm going to allow him to chat because I want him to do that. So those are the things that you can do. And it's really useful. Zoom is really, really useful. Obviously, a lot of you are already using it, and we found it very, very beneficial. So I will just show you the waiting room when Jamie comes to join us. So while we're just waiting, I will update you with our plans for next week. There are some updates and new features to quizzes. So Jamie is going to be making a video early next week on quizzes. Please do contact us if there are any tools that you really want us to research or show you how to use. We're happy to do that. So, okay, so just waiting for Jamie to join us. So I want you to hear the noise that it makes and show you how the waiting room works in real time. So we're just waiting any second now. So I'm just going to open that. This is the participant window, and you should see him pop up here in any second, and it will make the little doorbell sound. She says. So Jamie's just popped up here, and you can see I can choose to admit him or remove him. So if you had a list of your learners, they'd be listed here, and you can say admit or remove, and then you can also do certain things to them. So if I tried to rename myself, I'd be able to rename myself, but learners wouldn't be able to do this. So I'm going to say remove. And once removed, Jamie will not be able to rejoin the meeting. So if you had someone that was trying to join the meeting that's not one of your learners, you just click that. And that's it.